Bro, I've been here for fucking 80 days now, bro.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, bro. This shit's stupid, bro. I've literally lost 25 pounds being here, bro.
25 pounds?
What? Yeah, bro. And I asked them, I'm like, damn, homie, like, you know, what's the standards, you know, what's the code of conduct to, like, you know, get any extra food? And they said, homie, I need to be 1/5 or less of my BMI, which I'm, like, 150, where it's like, damn, dog. So, like, alright, sure. Now I'm down to, like, 140 pounds, came in 165, and it's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you know, if you do the math, then it's like, you know, I'm not even being overly dramatic here. It's like, homie, I would literally have to be 120 pounds as compared to, like, you know, me, you know, as I should be being, like, 150, where it's like, alright, dog, so, like, if I'm 30 pounds under 150, like, I mean, you know, that's hella bad, bro. At that point, it's like, you know that, like, I mean, what it really comes down to is they don't really give a fuck, bro. Like, this shit's literally insane being here. Because, like, homie, if you look into, like, prisons actually, like, this whole system is, like, set up so that they want you to go to prison. Like, I've been talking to people about, like, different Washington State prisons and shit here. And you know what's the craziest part is that they tell, you know, they tell me that, like, the prisons actually feed you more. You know, they treat you better in a prison where it's like, bro, that's fucked, bro. It should literally be the opposite, homie, so that, like, people don't want to go to prison, bro. I mean, like, at the same time, it's kind of cool that, like, you know, I heard that, like, you know, with Washington State Prison, they take off 1/3 of your sentence and shit with good behavior, you know, like, you can do, like, work crew, shit like that, but, like, you know, like, so that's cool, because I heard that, like, you know, other states, they don't even do shit like that, but I'll be real, homie, like, no, this shit's literally bomb as fuck, bro. There's, like, hella problems with this shit, dog, like, straight the fuck up. Like, you know, in prison, like, you have behavioral and educational classes and also, like, drug classes and shit to, like, actually help people, you feel me?
Right.
You know, if you look up, like, stories from people that are smart on, like, you know, YouTube and shit like that, bro, you listen to people who've been to, you know, prison for, like, 5, 10, 15 years, they come out of there with, like, you know, worker certifications and, like, their GED and shit like that, bro, and, like, homies actually get back onto their feet, bro. Like, this shit is like, fuck, bro. Like, straight the fuck up, bro. I was talking with my attorney the other day about, like, you know, just, like, everything that's been going over, and, like, he straight up told me, he was like, yeah, bro, there's, like, a fat lawsuit against the jail right now, bro, and, like, he's like, oh, do you want to put your name down on that? And I was like, dog, they done fucking less. Of course I do. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And, like, you know, I'm not trying to be like one of those people that's like, oh, well, I put myself in a fuck situation and I get something out of it. Nah, dog, like, straight the fuck up. I told him, I was like, motherfucker, if I get a single fucking anything for being here, dog, like, that's gonna go solely and only to, like, me paying for a fucking house. Or, you know, of course not a house, like, you know what I mean, like a fucking, like, a studio or some shit like that. Like, a very bare minimum, like, to the last fucking penny that does not need to be excessively spent type deal, like, this, like, minimal fucking housing. But yeah, no, you see the point being there.
So wait, what the fuck happened?
Oh, hell no. So, I actually went to go and turn myself in. Like, I literally went to fucking, like, Pierce County to go and turn myself in for that old DWLS third charge. The judge literally doesn't let me turn myself in. And he literally says that I need a fucking sanity and competency evaluation. And it's like, let me just tell you, you remember the ballpark of, like, how retarded that is. It's like, when I was here last time, you remember I actually showed you the paperwork, homie, when I went out to fucking, you know, out to Upper Kittitas, you know, then, you know, I had the exact same charge. The judge gave me 5 days. No probation, no unsupervised probation, no fines, none of that fucking foo-foo bullshit, bro. No, he says no. 5 days, we're closing the case. This is done, okay? So I think the same shit is gonna happen, right? So that was my plan. Like, I actually went and I took all my shit and I, like, you know, turned it in with, like, you know, my uncle and shit for, like, safekeeping and shit. So, like, thank God it's fucking, you know, turned in. But, hey, so nonetheless, so here's the fucking point, right? So it's like, So the motherfucker says, oh, you need a sanity and a competency evaluation. Even my attorney, when we get out of the courtroom, dog, like, literally is just like, what the fuck, bro? Like, this guy literally, like, my attorney even said herself, bro. She's like, bro, you need to throw this guy's case in the fucking trash. Like, okay, so yeah, no, I have like a 5.5-year-old DWLS third degree charge. There's 3 different degrees of charges, and a third is the least, like, severe, you know, it's literally a slap on the wrist, right? That charge, mind you, the exact date is like May 2018, so none of fucking less, dog. I come fucking back, to go and take the fucking Greyhound out to the east side because, you know, I still have that DUI warrant out there, you know, and, you know, basically my plan shipping and bottled was to, like, you know, go out there, turn myself in, fucking do the drug and alcohol assessment in the victims panel because I already did my 32 hours of my day in jail. It's just like a probation violation, and I would have like 30 to 60 days to serve out there, you know? And it should have been hella super duper straightforward, but like basically fucking the Greyhound wasn't running and shit, bro, and so like I was hella pissed off and shit, bro, and like, you know, I ended up like going out to like specifically like, you know, take a fucking like blanket from GoodWill and shit, bro, and like they also told me not to say any of this shit on the phone because they're like, oh, the sergeants are listening, and it's like, okay, well, who gives the fuck, dog? So the fuck what, dog? These motherfuckers are smoke and mirrors. They can look at whatever fucking paperwork or like whatever the fuck, dude. Like at this point, it doesn't really matter. So, and also I'm not really saying any like conflicting information. I mean, you know, I of course could add conflicting information, but of course I like add that, you know, in like private off the fucking phone, no shit. But yeah, so long fucking story short, dog. Like I ended up like basically so it's like, you know, basically, like, I went into, like, you know, fucking, like, a little shit there, like, I specifically, like, chose their sword because it's like, alright, everything there is, like, donated, and there's not really, like, a fucking status quo and shit, you know, it's all, like, by ear, bro. It's, like, basically all I did was, like, literally fucking, like, sold my place, bro, because, like, you know, I've just done a job, bro, and, like, I mean, I had just enough to pay for the fucking Greyhound to and from, and, like, right now, like, the Greyhound, like, going out there, it's, like, not the same price every fucking time that you take the Greyhound, right? So it's, like, alright, so, fucking, you know, like, nonetheless, like, I basically just, like, you know, walked out of the fucking place, bro. Like, literally, these motherfuckers, bro, like, the dude, like, chases, and, like, mind you, like, in Washington, there's an RCW that states that, like, anything under $500, no, you can look this up, I'm not lying out my ass, dog. I literally watched a documentary about this, like, how, like, you know, it was like a news documentary, how, like, in Washington, Oregon, California, yeah, no, there's, like, really big-time serial shoplifters that, like, specifically know these RCWs and hit stores fucking tough, like, time and time again for, like, you know, like expensive shit like electronics and shit, like, you know, like power tools and shit like that, you feel me, from like Home Depot or like fucking like a Best Buy or whatever type shit, where like they're walking out of the door with like $480, $490 worth of shit because they know that anything under $500 cash, they are not lawfully permitted, and in fact, like, furthermore, they literally can face a lawsuit, bro. They are not allowed to fucking, like, tackle or fucking, like, have a foot pursuit for anything that's less than $500, bro. And, like, you know, I mean, again, I literally went to a place where what are the items they're donated, and, like, you know, so that's basically what it came down to. Like, I walked out, bro, but I, like, chose a shitty location, and, like, you know, one of the fucking security guards, bro, I'll just straight the fuck up say, was, like, a dipshit foreigner, bro, who, like, thinks that he's tough shit and doesn't know the fucking laws of this state or this country, and, like, yeah, bro, he thinks that he's, like, fucking Tarzan, fucking king of the jungle. This motherfucker comes running at me and shit, bro, so, like, literally, like, I literally, like, didn't take, like, a single step towards this motherfucker. Like, we're talking, like, this is how fast it happens, bro. Like, I walk, like, fucking 50 feet out of the fucking door, and, like, I hear this motherfucker running, like, full speed, dog. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, oh, hell no, this is, like, a fucking 10 right here, homie. So, this motherfucker, so, like, he comes running at me, bro, and, like, basically, long story short, I want to say the exact details on the fuck phone, but, like, you know, so it's like, I ended up defending myself, bro, and then they're trying to say that, like, it was, like, robbery in the first degree, bro, where, like, then my fucking attorney, he's trying to be like, oh, so that's, like, potentially a 10-year prison sentence, and I'm just like, what the fuck, bro, like, it's a Class A felony, dog, like, that's, like, super fucked, but, I mean, I'm lucky, though, because it's like, homie, I've been dealing with my court shit since I was released from custody last, and I was free for over 180 days, and the very fact of the matter that, like, I went to turn myself into a fucking court date on the day that I get arrested, like, that's some type shit that's gonna help me. Like, I mean, I have a few factors that are gonna help me, but most importantly that, like, so apparently Washington is a three-strike state, and yeah, they don't play around with that shit here, so thank God I don't have any fucking strikes on my fucking record, dog.